What was that noise?
My new sound horn. Episode 69. We're in. It's Black History Month.
Oh yes, happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. I've got a little Black History Month fact for you.
Mm-hmm.
Wangari Maathai, I think I'm pronouncing the right name right,
Mm-hmm.
was the first black woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004. And she won it for her environmental work in Kenya. So, round of applause for Wangari Maathai. Is that your round of applause?
I don't know.
Yeah. You're in school. You work in schools.
Yes.
Do they still teach about Black History Month?
Well, until you said it, I forgot that it was Black History Month.
So I'll take that as a no. That's quite sad.
Most likely they do, but it's not made a big thing of, not in the school that I am in anyways. I think it should, if they've given us a month, they should at least make it a big thing, but it's let's cover this topic that we need to cover.
No, it's just like a tick box exercise.
Yeah.
I see. Well, don't worry, I'll be bringing you the Black History Month facts to fill you guys in on what you're missing out in school.
Okay.
And I saw you posted a question, or you shared a question that you saw on Instagram, and that was, can money buy happiness? And do you want to go first, or shall I?
I think that money can buy happiness, but money is also the root of all evil.
Okay, so you're just using quotes here.
No, okay, let me explain myself. Like, obviously, when you have money, you can buy yourself things. You, like, having a lot of money, like, I doubt, like, that, let me throw a name, Kylie Kardashian has to worry about, how she's going to get to work, or, what she's going to eat. It's more like, yeah, okay, I want it, I get it kind of thing. I don't, she ever has to think about that these days or ever. So, in terms of that, you don't get sadness for those small things, but money doesn't solve all problems. Like, if someone has cancer in your family, you can solve some.
It can help to
money.
It can help to some extent, but there's not every.
Yeah, it doesn't. But like, if they've got cancer, they've got cancer, and that still brings you sadness, isn't it?
It doesn't fix every problem.
It doesn't fix every problem,
Yeah, I think I'm on the same thinking that money, it can make you happy and it buys you. And I think when people say, can money buy you happiness, they're thinking of physical stuff. Mm-hmm. But for even just a lot of people, it buys you time. Yeah. Because a lot of people trade their time for money through work. Yes. And money buys you the ability to choose what you want to do when you want to do it. Yes. And as you're saying, I think you're right. There is a lot of the world problems, you throw money at it and it can fix a few of like the issues that people struggle on day-to-day life, but there's stuff like health and emotions and stuff that money can't necessarily fix. And
so there was like a TikTok or a video of April Jones. She's from
Love and Hip Hop. Teenage Mutant. I was gonna say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
April Jones. She is Little Fizz. Mario, his band member Fizz. She's his baby mother.
Okay.
No, she's Mario's baby mother.
Okay.
So she did like this little TikTok where, it was like, be poor or be rich. And then she was like, for example, she's going to be like, she's crying while getting onto her private jet. Yeah. So she would choose being sad and rich as opposed to happy and poor.
And she chose which one?
Sad and rich.
Sad and rich.
Yeah.
Oh,
and so it just showed like her crying and she'll get into a private jet, or her crying and she's sipping on her sex on the beach at the beach kind of thing.
Cocktail, yeah.
Yeah. She's just like sipping on her cocktails at the beach. And so I guess a lot of people do feel like, money can solve a lot of their issues, which it most likely can, but I think that a lot of people forget, like, sometimes the grass is not always greener on the other side.
I think money solves a lot of issues, and then it just leaves you left with the issues that money can't solve. So,
No, but
you're left with the problems that you had, but you might not have been in the forefront of your mind because you were like struggling with debt and like family members and stuff like that, and then left with other stuff.
I obviously can't speak about what the other side looks like, but I feel like there might be other issues that come up on the other side that we wouldn't even think of.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like there is things where I think because of money, you're thinking of other issues, and then when money solves those issues, there's always other issues that money can't solve.
No, I'm talking about like, let's say like you get money, and then now you can't. Now you feel like you have to provide for your whole entire family or your whole. Now you find uncles, cousins, brothers
in this
that
situation,
you've never heard of.
In this situation, I'm thinking of that you have like unlimited money.
Okay.
But in the sense that you're just wealthy and your wealth is limited, but you are wealthy, then I think that does bring.
No, even if you have unlimited money, I feel like there's a certain point of it where you just feel like you are being used.
Oh yeah,
for your money.
I think money can create extra issues.
Now you have all these family members with the same surname as you come out of the dust that you've never even heard.
You have to say no.
Tom James before.
You have to say I don't know you. But it is why a lot of lottery winners go broke, actually.
But some people feel like they're entitled to that part of your money. Like, like if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't. But where were you?
You have to tell them. Were you here willing to share that same debt with me?
But some people forget that. Some people they see the I was gonna say the dollar signs. They see the pound signs and they're like, ding 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 ding.
Oh yeah, there's a reason why.
We have won the lottery.
Like the stats on lottery winners, a lot of them go broke after winning the lottery, and it's just flash in the pan. They get the nice stuff, or families start claiming. They start getting sued out of nowhere for things that they never knew.
Everyone wants a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
No one wants to make the pie, but everyone wants a piece of the pie. Now they realize how nice the pie is.
Yeah, it's true. Especially, I think you just have to be hard. Like if you haven't heard of someone and like suddenly you've got like your step brothers and step sisters or like.
But then that in itself is stressful. Like you just have people creeping out. Like especially if you get to that level of success like overnight. So I'm thinking more like lottery and stuff like that. Whereas if it's like slowly creeping, I feel like it's different. Does that make sense? Like I don't know. Like if you suddenly get that money, then that's when it's all sprung at you all at once. And I think that would be the worst.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, this week there was an outage. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and what did you do in your 6 hours of no social media?
It was actually great. You know, it came at a perfect time for me. You know, I had no sleep the night before. I was running on 3 hours sleep.
Running on fumes.
Yeah, I was running on 3 hours sleep, you know. And so by the time I got home, I skipped my workout. I ate. And then I was trying to go on Instagram while I was watching something on Netflix. This is a thing that I do often, multitasking.
I think you're not the only. I think that is quite common for people.
Do you think?
They put something on and then they
go on Instagram.
Yeah, and then they just go on their phone anyway. And it's like, you're not watching the show.
Yeah, it's just background noise. So I put something on Netflix and I was trying to refresh my phone. I said, what is wrong with this network? And do you know what I did? I actually went on Google and saw if Google was working, which it was. I was like, but my phone is not working. And then I would go on WhatsApp. So I wasn't connecting the dots that they're all owned by the same people. So I was thinking, no, it's just my network's not working. So I went onto Google again and I could like type in like Instagram and it would work. So I'm like, no, it's working. So I turned off my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Ate my dinner, then turned it back on again and it's still not working. Now I'm trying on a different device.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on? And then I decided, let me look it up. And then I saw that people on Twitter were saying it's all down.
Yeah.
So I went to bed. I was tired anyways.
Yeah, for me, there wasn't too much change. I did not notice until because at first I also thought it might have been a network issue because I wasn't on Facebook. I have Facebook, but I don't really use it. And then Instagram, I wasn't on it at the time it was off. So I had sent a WhatsApp message and then it came up with a square clock.
Oh, okay.
And then I just thought, it's something to do with network or the other person's network. And then I totally even forgot about it. Went to do something completely different, like eat or something like that and watch TV. And then I came back to my phone and I saw on 2 separate chats it had the clock. And then I knew it wasn't my phone because I was using it for like YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I think I asked Google about the news and it told me about an outage and I was like, oh, Instagram and everything is out. And I was just like, oh. But I think a lot of people, and you put this in, I think there's secret jealousy with people and influencers because from what you put in, I should read it out, right? So ZZ Mills said, imagine people gloating at influencers last night not being able to make money should Instagram not come back, as if the 2 years hasn't taught us that literally anyone can lose their job regardless if it's based on the net or not. Humble yourselves. Yeah, I think these people, like, they're in the comments, they are watching these people, following these people, and I think there's some like secret jealousy that these people are living a life where they kind of, it looks to them that they get to do what they want with their time and it's lavish, and to some extent it is. And I think there's always like the crabs in the bucket mentality that when they start to fall, it's like pull them back. Because like, oh, see, Instagram, you can't rely on that for a day job, but I'm sure if you gave them the same opportunities, they would be happy to do it. And that's what I was seeing. Like, yeah, Instagram went down, but you can't chastise them and be like, well, see, you can't rely on this or you can't rely on social media for your income because you rely on a company for your income. If your company goes bust, you're going to have to find a new job too.
I mean, so many people lost their job during the COVID, and, you know, that was considered more of a reliable job, I'm guessing. And so, you know, like, I agree with what she's saying. You know, if the last 2 years haven't told you that, you know, you could lose your job within just overnight.
And I think the message is to try and diversify your income, but obviously, but that's not always as possible for everyone in their stage of life. So just stop being happy at other people's downfall. Because I was seeing that when I did pop back on, that stuff like that was trending, where people were like, see what these Instagrammers gonna do now, and it's like, well, the same thing you would do if your job said you can't come in today. Take a day off.
The company's gone bust overnight.
Oh yeah, same thing. And I think it's because there's a slight jealousy that maybe not they don't want to live their exact lives, but these people are kind of living out what they want with their life.
And I also think a part of it has to do with people just being able to say whatever they want on social media.
It's true.
Because most of these people wouldn't say that to people's faces.
Would you prefer like the China type system? I think they've got some sort of like social ranking system where if you're caught spitting on the street, you lose points or something like that. The CCTV everyone's watched, and like your social media account is very much tied to who you are. Like you can't just dissociate that from what I understand.
Good, and a part of that is not good. Like there's a pro and con to like that. But I think in terms of bullying and stuff, because people feel like they can just say anything
with impunity
online. And, you know, that includes like, you know, saying what they want to say to celebrities, or saying what they want to say to people in their school, or, you know.
And it would be people you would never suspect. Like it would be
the quietest ones.
And
have the most to say.
If you were to put people's like social media persona on, like everyone had to come and display it, you'd be very shocked at what the people besides you are saying on social media. And like what they're engaging in on social media. I think there is definitely.
I feel like maybe if there was a system where your social media is tied more to you, then I think that might be a good thing. Like people would feel they would be more accountable for what they say, or they would be able to be caught easier.
But the thing is, like, Instagram and Twitter not so much, but you kind of do have that on Facebook, where it's like more of a
pictures kind of.
more of a
Instagram
personal account. But like
I guess so,
Instagram, like you could have it as like a food channel, you know, whereas Facebook, your Facebook profile is that is your friends, your family, your thing. That initially that's how it was set up.
Yeah,
I'm not really on it as much, but still,
no, it's like it is like the same. You can still have like a food
you can, but Facebook is meant to be a bit more personal, I think, than the other social medias, and still you have like the people just
but if I'm thinking that you're saying
around.
like China maybe like, you know, in order to set up that account, they have to like scan their ID or
their
whatever,
passport or something.
So it like shows exactly who you are, and like if the authorities like caught you bullying someone or sending nasty tweets or whatever, then they know exactly how to find you, where you live, who your mama is, that kind of thing. And so that initial thing of bullying online will, I think, would cut down automatically, because now, you know, there is a way for you
you're held accountable. But then, as you were saying, like the downside to it could be who uses this information. Suddenly maybe the government is messing up a little bit and people are being critical of the government online, and suddenly they're able to target you specifically. And now that becomes a problem. It's like, how is this information guarded? And I think it's similar to when even like MPs and stuff, or when governments are making laws, that they forget that they might make a law and like give themselves more power to do stuff, and then when they lose the election, they've just given it to basically their enemy or their rival. Now they have the same power that to do the thing you wanted to do. And it's just like, well, now you got to deal with it.
I agree.
We'll end it here, or do you want a scenario?
No, we'll end it here.
We'll end it here and we'll save the scenario for next week. Thank you for listening to us at Le Gift of Le Gab. I learned that is French.
You learned that is French. Le Gift of the Gab. The Gift of the Gab. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
I'm not sure if it's French.
And we'll see you next week.
Adios.